Hello everyone, welcome back to In Search of Nonsense. I'm David.
And I'm Brielle.
And we are...
In Search of Nonsense. This is our Friday the 13th episode.
We're pretty excited. We love Friday. We love a Friday the 13th moment.
Especially now that it's in October.
It's very rare that Friday the 13th happens in October. And what is it? Like, it's a full moon. It's
monumental. I'm pretty sure there's an eclipse.
Full moon. No, eclipse. I was going to say full moon, but that's not twilight. New moon is twilight. Eclipse is twilight.
Eclipse is twilight. Breaking dawn is twilight.
We're going to probably end up talking about Twilight a lot on this podcast.
I am a Twilight fan, and today you don't get to hear me talk.
Yeah.
Thank God. You get to hear.
Well, for the first half.
For the second half, you get to hear me talk.
Through today, we're going to break it up into two parts. The first part is me talking about Skinwalkers. The second part is Brielle talking about her topic.
Yeah.
And so let's get into it. So do you know what a Skinwalker is, Brielle?
Like, I do, yes. Okay, let me know if I'm wrong. Skinwalkers are these, like... Okay, so it's like kind of like a demonic being, let's say.
Okay.
And it appears as, like, I don't know, it can appear to you as a human, it can appear as, like, a dog, as a goat, as something, like, it takes on a skin of someone else. Am I wrong?
You are correct. So, Skinwalker, it comes from the Navajo. It's a Native American folklore. And that's very... I always try to be very respectful with this kind of stuff because they're very protective of that in their culture. So with Skinwalker stuff, you kind of always have to take with a grain of salt because a lot of it is from people who've kind of, forced their way into getting knowledge into it, or people who have spread misinformation about the topic.
Yeah.
And they're very sacred with that kind of stuff. They actually don't like talking about Skinwalkers because they feel like if you talk about it, you welcome it in. Kind of thing. So it's one of those things like you don't... Kind of like a Beetlejuice thing. Kind of like a Beetlejuice, like that you don't talk about it because you don't want to even to allow like negative energy around, which I think is really interesting and really, really cool. Also, I'm trying to figure out how to... There we go. Where is it here? Skinwalker Ranch. Sorry, I had a thing of notes, but they're on my phone. Oh, both. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Translucent...
I'm excited for this. I'm excited for you to, like, go off.
I'm pretty excited. It's, so basically Skinwalker is essentially, just going off my mind here, because I'm trying to find that list that I found. Here, let's see here. Skinwalker fun facts. I want a list, though. It's a website.
Nice day out today. I have these, like, tacks in my ears. Like,
tacks in your ears?
Look at, there's a tack.
Here we go, 14 facts. I think this was it, right?
Yeah, there's tacks.
Oh.
See? It's like an acupuncture point there.
Interesting.
So, fun facts about Brielle. She's super weird.
Fun facts about Brielle. Okay, yeah, here we go. I found the right page.
Okay.
So Skinwalkers are essentially... it is a practicer of magic. Mm-hmm. So in Navajo, it's someone who... Because the Navajo are traditionally known as spiritual healers, medicine men and women. A Skinwalker is seen as a evil antithesis or like a perversion of the Navajo culture. Oh. So there's someone who practices dark magic.
So it's like the dark side of all that.
Essentially, this is not to compare this to Harry Potter, but you know how there's like good wizards in Harry Potter? There's the people who practice the dark arts, and this is someone who would be deemed as practicing the dark arts.
The black Orby thing in Fantastic Beasts.
Yes, kind of. So essentially, they're essentially just like a dark wizard.
Oh.
Or like. But more so in the fact of someone who practices the dark arts and someone who practices the dark arts. Here I am talking like we're talking like Harry Potter.
Dark
magic or dark medicines. And this is someone who, from what I understood, I tried to find lore on it, but I've heard stories where people say a Skinwalker is someone who has practiced magic, and in order to become a Skinwalker, you have to kill someone. So you have to have taken a life to become a skinwalker, to achieve their like powers and such. But it's also, you know, they believe that they can also possess. So this is interesting. You can either transform, possess, or kind of, you know, give the appearance of being an animal. So that's where the skinwalker
comes in.
Term comes from. So you can either and they also talk about possessing other humans. So you're literally like walking in someone else's skin, or like walking in another creature's skin. Isn't that freaky? So the most common animals seen with skinwalkers are coyotes, wolves, foxes, eagles, owls, or crows.
So literally like all the kind of animals that could be like used in folklore.
In dark magic and folklore. They're also known as shapeshifters. That's why they call it like a skinwalker or a shapeshifter. You're someone who changes your appearance.
Yeah.
And it's usually meant to cause harm. It's always done with evil intent.
Like it's never good.
It's never good. And let's see here. A skinwalker is a person with the ability to transform into any different type of animal at will. So that's kind of fun.
So, like, if it wants to, like, do something, it just, like, will change into that animal.
Yeah. But again, it's always done with the intention of causing harm.
So it's never good.
It's never good.
Okay.
And they also say here, some can also steal the faces of different people and could appear as someone you know.
Oh my god, like Game of Thrones?
Like Game of Thrones. So they also talk about possessing other people or making themselves look. Again, it's always done with bad intent or harm. It's never good. Skinwalkers, not a good thing. Hence why they don't like to talk about them. Because skinwalkers are never a good thing. Another really popular thing, which ironically enough doesn't have to do with anything with skinwalkers, since when I looked it up, you may have also heard of Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
That particularly has nothing to do with skinwalkers, though they believe some of the creatures that have been seen at Skinwalker Ranch
are skinwalkers.
There's a really famous story of, I believe it was a wolf that attacked a calf at at Skinwalker Ranch, and they shot it multiple times point blank, and like a chunk of meat fell off. And it was unfazed. And that's the other thing they talk about too, and that's why that story, some believe it was a skinwalker that attacked. I believe the calf made it out okay, which of course I'm always the person who's like, did the animal make it out okay? There's a lot of stories where animals don't make it out okay on Skinwalker Ranch, sadly. But yeah, it's just known as a very weird, creepy place that
So why is it called Skinwalker Ranch?
I think it just had to do with all of the paranormal experiences that were happening at the time. There's a lot of UFO sightings, a lot of Sasquatch, dogmen. They believe that either that creature was either a skinwalker or a dogman that was attacking the calf.
So just like a lot of weird...
Me too.
Just like a lot of weird energies.
Essentially. Yeah. So yeah, skinwalkers, not a good thing. If you accidentally lock eyes with a skinwalker, they can absorb themselves into your body and take control of your actions.
Lock eyes!
Now we're skinwalkers! Rare skinwalkers can also have the ability to enchant the powder of corpses and use the substance as a poison dust on the victims. So this is another interesting... They talk about... The only way that you can kill a skinwalker is to dip a knife or a bullet in this, like, dust from a dead body, and you have to shoot them in the head. So that's
giving, like, I can see where the creator of Vampire Diaries has been getting their inspiration. Literally,
real life folklore, man.
To become a werewolf in the Vampire Diaries, you have to have it like in your bloodline, but you have to kill someone to activate it.
Skinwalker, literally, in order to activate the powers, you have to kill someone.
The original vampires, literally, the only way you can kill them is if you dip this like certain knife in the ashes of this oak tree, and you have to stab them in the heart. Julie Black, I see you.
We see you coming after the Navajo folklore of skinwalkers. So yeah, the legend of the skinwalkers originates from the Navajo, a southwestern Native American tribe. In the Navajo language, the word skinwalker is Yi-Nagoslashi, and which translates to he who walks on all fours. Is that kind of creepy? Ooh. So again, someone who walks walks on all fours,
like animals.
One who walks like an animal.
Okay.
Skinwalkers have only entered the public disclosure relatively recently compared to the other phenomenon. In 1996, a team of scientists ventured into a Utah ranch to investigate a series of bizarre phenomenon. That is Skinwalker Ranch. That Utah ranch is Skinwalker Ranch. A lot of weird stuff has happened there, but nothing conclusive. They've never found anything conclusive. They just say they had a lot of cattle mutilations and cattle disappearances. Unfortunately, some pets have gone missing there. The famous story of the wolf creature. That again, so the other thing too is, again, remember how you can only kill them in a certain way? That's why some people believe that wolf was a skinwalker, because they were shooting it point blank and nothing was happening. This thing wasn't flinching. It wasn't doing anything. Phased. So that's why it's very bad to interact with a skinwalker, because they're essentially invincible. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Like people on meth.
Yes, that part.
Skinwalkers are just people on meth.
If their powers weren't enough, skinwalkers are also said to be able to run incredibly long distances. Some say over 200 miles in one evening.
No way.
That's terrifying to me, because imagine trying to drive away. Well, and you hear stories of dogmen or wolves running along cars and keeping pace at 60 kilometers an hour, and you're like, what the fuck? I wonder if maybe it's a skinwalker. What you think is a wolf or you think is a dog, because they take the shape of. That's terrible. You can't fucking escape.
Oh my god!
You get in a car and you're like, oh, I'm safe. No, this thing's fucking chasing you. Isn't that terrifying?
You just have to keep driving.
Are you okay?
You have to just keep driving.
You gotta keep going over 200 miles. Skinwalkers also have a tendency to hang around. This is the other thing I've heard. They hang around graveyards and dig up graves at an impossibly fast speed.
Because they want the skins.
They want the skins so they can take parts of bodies to
repair,
be the people. But then they also want the dust. Remember, because they want the dust in their poisons and everything.
Yeah.
So while they can take many forms, many people who see them today describe them. So in their human form, many people who describe them today seems. While they can take many forms, many people who see them today describe them as hollowed-out, dog-like animals, and it's usually a canine appearance.
So kind of like a they look like a starved.
Yeah,
dog.
Like an emaciated dog. And that's the other thing, too, is they'll appear as a sickly animal to get help. But no, they want you to
they'll bite,
touch them, or then they can attack you and all that fun stuff. Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm not helping any
sickly animal, because it could be
oh my god, I'm so sorry.
skinwalker.
I'm yawning.
No, it's okay. It's getting darker, so hopefully we still look good on camera. Skinwalkers are said to recruit more skinwalkers themselves. There is some dispute in how this happens, but some say that there is an official ceremony that skinwalkers can only take the form with a gathering of people in specific chants. That's why you got to be careful with certain ceremonies.
So, you can become a skinwalker?
Well, yeah, you either through certain ceremonies. Some people say you can only do it through murder. So again, what's going on with these ceremonies? I remember you mentioned before that you had family members that won't go to certain ceremonies because of your family background.
Yeah.
Ooh. You never know what you're inviting in.
It's true. That's what my mom always said. She said, be careful what you're inviting into your house.
Yep. That's the other thing. I think I read here too. Yeah, skinwalkers again can only be invited. They can't come into your house without invitation.
Yeah.
With all their advantages, it is said that you can kill a skinwalker if you call them by their true human name. So you have to call out the being possessing the animal.
So I'd be like, Skinwalker.
Yeah, Harry Potter. The boy who lived has come to die. Skinwalkers are most. That boy who lived has come to die.
Honestly, how did Dumbledore get so old from Fantastic Beasts to Harry Potter?
I know.
What?
He's fucking old. He's a wizard.
R.I.P. though. R.I.P. Dumbledore.
He's an old man. Skinwalkers are most commonly encountered near Native American reservations, though they have been seen all over the United States. In Utah is the most famous. Skinwalker Ranch being the most famous. Some people believe that the rake is commonly encountered in Northwest is similar to a skinwalker.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those rakes.
That I don't fuck with. That freaks me the fuck out. Skinwalkers? Nope. Oh, and then there's a video here of what they believe is a skinwalker caught on a trail cam. Trail cam videos.
No, Ring doorbell videos.
Both. I think they both are freaky as fuck, dog.
Skitty.
Skitty, skitty.
Skitty, skitty.
And, so yeah, that's some
fun facts about
skinwalkers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're not a good thing. They're not a good thing.
Imagine you were, like, walking home one day and you just encounter this, like, dog and it's like... Ruff, 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 ruff.
Well, there's stories of people being, like, they'll let their dog out and then... Or they'll go to let their dog out and they go outside and they see a dog that looks like their dog.
Yes, I've seen those. Or they, like, see the dog. Yes.
But there's something always a little off.
Yeah, about the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why they go, it's a skinwalker, because the other thing, too, is it's taking the shape of an animal, so sometimes it doesn't always get it quite right.
Yeah.
And you could see, like, that's why, like, they always say, like, the uncanny valley, or, like, when something's just a little off, that's what makes it so weird to us as humans.
Yes.
Because we're like...
Something's off with this, yeah. I've seen those videos, and then they look around, and then they turn, and then there is their actual dog. But
inside the house, and they're like, well, then what was I about to let into the house? Because, again, you have to let it in.
Yeah.
Freaky as fuck, right?
Oh my god.
Isn't that scary? I don't like skinwalkers. The other thing, too, is there's this phenomena of, I don't know if you've heard about this, but people call them not deer. Because it almost looks like a deer, but it's not.
Yeah.
I wonder if those are skinwalkers. I have a feeling that those are skinwalkers.
That, like, could be, yeah.
You know?
Ooh. Yeah. That's kind of scary. I'm not gonna sleep tonight.
That's why we wanted some spooky shit on the Friday the 13th episode.
I'm gonna see David tomorrow, and I'm gonna be like, F you.
You told me about skinwalkers.
And now I'm gonna be up at 3 a.m. looking up at these stupid skinwalker
trail cam
videos because he knows.
There's also, there's like skinwalker talk, like skinwalker TikTok of you. Yeah, you know those are the people like with the cameras like facing the woods, and they'll just be like random screams, and they're like they're out tonight.
It's the skinwalker screams.
They're like the skinwalker screams. They're out tonight.
It's like so like high pitch, like blood curdling. I saw this like video one time. Total like off topic. Yeah. But I saw this video one time of these like people. They were going camping and they were camping in the woods and they heard like all this like yelling like of like these two people like this woman like it literally sounded like she was yelling bloody murder.
But they think it was a skinwalker?
No, they actually found out that someone was being murdered, and they were there that night. Like, they were YouTubers, and they had their YouTube things going, because their YouTube things, their video going, and yeah.
That's terrifying.
Literally witnessed, like, on their camera, like, who knows if this is real or not? That could have been fake.
But again,
view. But
you know that we can at least say you could trust us because we're two amateurs on a balcony right now.
We're literally sitting here.
We're literally sitting here,
off. But, like, yeah. I'm going to find it tonight, and I'm going to send it to you.
That's gross.
I'm gonna send that.
But yeah, no, those videos are terrifying. I remember there was one, I couldn't remember if it was Bigfoot or Skinwalkers. I think it was Bigfoot. And this guy was like, they're at it again. They're on my property. And you'd hear like stuff like smack against the house. That's the other thing. Like apparently Bigfoot they hit houses and they throw shit. There was also one freaked me the fuck out. It was in the same video where you just see something just move on the roof. And you're like, yep. But why are we at that? But it's some weird macabre obsession because we're like, oh, this is terrifying. I have to learn more.
Oh my god, this is horrible. I hate clowns, but I'm gonna watch
20 of them. You know, like it's very that. It's very that.
Oh god. Why? Why? You're gonna get so many Skinwalker videos from me.
I know. Yeah, watching all of our algorithms are just gonna be Skinwalker talk, Skinwalker videos.
Our poor friend in our other group chat, like, is.
He just doesn't watch half the videos because he knows.
Because he knows I'm sending them for David, so he just doesn't. He doesn't even comment on them.
Well, and I remember you were big into Skinwalker videos for a while.
I was. I went through my Skinwalker phase.
Yeah.
I went through my Skinwalker phase. Like, I had to. Who doesn't, right?
Who doesn't have a fun Skinwalker phase?
Honestly, like, sometimes, though, like, when I'm here at the apartment, and I there was times where I heard, like, weird noises out here. It's weird. Yeah. Well, my apartment's odd. Like, I'm not even joking. My apartment's super weird. Like, I literally think there was someone doing, like, no offense. We got people who do, like, witchcraft, but I think someone in my building was doing shit.
Really?
Like,
I wonder if people doing shit, like, also affects the building.
I think it does, because it was definitely affecting my energies. Like, I could, like,
you could tell something was off.
I could tell something was off, like, in my, like, that, like, internal, that, like, the whole spirit was rumbling, and was just, like, I could feel, like, there was something off. But I've always been like that. Like, ever since I was a kid, I could feel, like,
I remember being very susceptible to to spirits and energies as a kid. They always say children and animals are always susceptible. That's why they always say, like, when a dog's barking at something and there's nothing there.
My cat, I know when something, me and her, like, we get it. We understand. We know.
Yeah.
I know when I'm feeling something, and then she starts, like, she'll just stare at this one wall over by, like, my front entrance, and she'll just stand there and stare there. And she did that for, like, a couple of weeks.
They always say they're like, there's something there that you just can't see.
Yep.
Or if, like, a dog starts barking, it's trying to let you know, hey, there's something there.
Yep. It's a skinwalker.
Skinwalker spirit. Well, I remember you telling me once in this apartment. I remember you telling me a story about one time you were walking to your apartment and something told you to not turn around.
Yeah, it literally felt like there was something behind me, and I was like, it was just, like, so strong of, like, don't turn around. Don't turn around, just keep walking. Don't turn around, just keep walking. So I did. And I was like...
And we're still alive. She's still alive. We're here.
I was like,
we're here to record this podcast.
Okay, Lord. Keep walking.
Yep.
It was like, ooh.
Yeah. Should we take a break?
I think so.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
We'll be back in a bit. And we're back with more In Search of Nonsense.
Back.
Brielle, what are you talking about for your segment today?
Okay.
For Friday left. I'm going to say left 13th.
So. Today, I'm going to talk about, I talked about it in the intro episode.
Yes.
But I'm going to talk about the religious cult group called Order of Nine Angels.
Yes. Okay, this fascinates me.
This is like...
Brielle, this is her shit. She loves a good cult.
This is my
She loves the child sacrifice.
Ready?
Not herself, but,
Not myself, yeah. No.
You know.
But, okay, so... We have decided that we're going to try using, like, a laptop as our... In some episodes, as, like, something that we can, like, read off of.
Yeah.
Especially when it gets a little bit darker.
Also, we watched the tape back. We love the cool progression of it just getting darker. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you guys would know. Because, if you watch the beginning of the video, it's, like, fairly light out, and now it's dark, and it's, like, two friends just watching a spooky podcast, on a spooky podcast. Yeah. So, we're going to talk about the Order of the Nine Angels, or they like to be called ONA, or O9A. It's a satanic and left-handed path occultist group. So not left politically, but like left-handed as in the spiritual aspect. Yeah.
So
left-handed does not mean political. It means in the spiritual realm.
And they were based in the United Kingdom. They started in the 1960s and they're still going on. So they are kind of known for neo-Nazi ideology. In the modern day, yeah. So that's in the modern day. That in the 80s, it was attracting neo-Nazism. But anyone who's like kind of a part of this occult is actually they describe it as a more traditional Satanism approach, with also a little bit of paganism.
They're like, we're not Nazis, we're just Satanists.
Yeah, with
damn it.
Some like paganism and hermetic claims.
Okay.
So,
and we've mentioned Hermetic Code before.
Yes,
Hermetic so reminder, what's Hermetic Code?
So, Hermetic Code is a philosophical and religious system based on the purported teachings of Hermes. She's
reading Latin, okay?
It's... the form of Hermetic teaching is the religio-philosophical system propounded by a specific subgroup of Hermetic writings known as Hermetica. So it's also it is a wide variety of philosophical system drawings writings. It's certain types of angles. It's certain types of things that line up. This is like
lines and patterns.
There's a line over here and a pattern over here, but this is a lion's head, but this is this head. That means something. Like, that is what Hermetic basically is at the end of the day.
Okay.
So according to the order, like the Order of the Nine Angels claims, it was established in Welsh Marchers of Western England during the late 1960s by a woman who had previously been involved.
She's a witch.
She was previously involved in a secretive pre-Christian sect which survived like in the region, so kind of like paganism.
Interesting. Basically. But Christian paganism, like, is that a thing? That's interesting.
I guess so. I guess so. So there has been a long list of academic commenters who have studied the cult, and they also just throughout the 70s and 80s it really went neo-Nazi.
Interesting. Because
an activist was very big in the cult. Now, who knows if this cult is actually real or if this is all like
nonsense.
Yeah.
Hence the pot, which we say a lot.
Exactly.
We're like, or it's nonsense because that's what you're listening to.
Yes. So this cult actually promotes the idea that human history can be divided into a series of aeons, each of which contain a corresponding human civilization.
Interesting.
So it expresses the view that the current aeonic civilization is that of the Western world, but it claims that the evolution of this society is threatened by the Nazarene influence of the Judeo-Christian religion. So they believe that our society is reflected and is only the way that we are due to the reflections of Christianity. Because of Christianity
and Judaism.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I could see it.
And they call it, like... I could see it. Like, they... Like, it's like... We established a militaristic new social order, and according to the order teachings, it is very, like, Aryan society will colonize the area.
Yeah.
It also advocates a spiritual path in which practitioners are required to break social taboos by isolating themselves from society, committing crimes, embracing political extremism and violence, and carrying out acts of human sacrifice.
Holy shit.
There's also members that practice magic. So they're, like,
hardcore.
Yeah, and they practice magic, believing that they're able to do it by channeling energies into their own casual realm from the outer realm. So it's very, like... it is an interesting cult. That's why I've, like, wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because not only is it known as, like, satanic or very pagan, there has been, like... Now, I don't know if this is true, but some academic estimates suggest that the number of individuals who are broadly associated with this cult falls, like, in the low thousands. But there has been, like, they believe that this cult is very far-right individuals who are...
Oh, and far-right meaning political.
Political, who are really influenced by this cult, and various...
Interesting. Because I do believe you did say, like... It's believed some presidents are involved, some celebrities,
British politicians, activists. It's like proscribed as a terrorist group. Not saying that it is a terrorist group, but they are prescribed as one.
So like a terrorist satanic cult.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it has been like it's very mysterious. It is very with pagan traditions. It's passed down from like the Middle Ages. Mm-hmm. From that Welsh part of England, and it has like very much like inspiration from like Africa, Asia, Middle East when it comes to like spirituality.
Interesting.
Coven-based, hermetic. Like they bring a lot of like rituals into it. So like Stonehenge is like a really big thing for them. Solstice, equinoxes, like that kind of thing. So they land politically right, if people want to believe that, right? Mm-hmm. Spiritually left-handed.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they are it is, what is very interesting is that the ONA arose to public attention in the early 80s.
Okay.
Because during the 80s and the 90s, it spread its message through articles and magazines.
Interesting.
And
to be clear, was that also not during the time of the Satanic Panic?
Very much so. Very much so.
Interesting.
But they have, like, the belief of the Black Book of Satan. They have their own music. They have their own tarot cards. They have their own three-dimensional board game known as the Star Game.
What? They got their own board game?
Their own board game. And they also...
What is this, Parker Brothers?
Like, one of the associated groups in the U.S.
Okay.
is called Temple of Blood.
Love that.
And they have published a number of texts through, like...
Gotta love a blood temple.
This like, type of... cult group. They have YouTube, they have Instagram, they have Facebook. You can go look them up.
They're on socials.
They're on social media, but they describe themselves as the dangerous and extreme form of Satanism.
They're like, hey guys, welcome back to our child sacrifice. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah. They celebrated the dark, destructive side of life through anti-Christian, elitist, and social Darwinist doctrines.
Interesting. Now, so they're kind of an amalgamation of a lot of occulty and evil shit.
Yeah, like, I think that's why they're really... They're connected to neo-Nazism. They're connected to Wicca. They're connected to certain political... I knew a guy who was involved in Wicca. Yeah. They're connected to the Church of Satan. But also, like, it's British, so that kind of makes sense. British people are odd. Britain is weird.
They're a bunch, isn't it?
Britain is so weird. Like, Britain is a weird place.
You know, if the jacked up teeth weren't enough.
But they're also super odd. The thing, though, about this group is that, like, how I, like, looked into it one time is I was looking up Reptilian Elite.
Okay.
This group literally believes that they'll colonize the Milky Way.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, right, yeah.
The Order of Nine Angels. So are they reptilians?
I don't think so, but I think that that's what they believe.
So they believe they will colonize the Milky Way, meaning the galaxy we live in.
Yeah.
What?
So this is the initiation. Are you ready? Okay, so the core system is known as the Sevenfold Way, and it's outlined in one of the Order's primary texts. So the Sevenfold system is reflected in the group's symbolic cosmology, the Tree of Word, on which 7 celestial bodies, the Moon, Venus, Mercury, Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, are located. So...
They didn't include Pluto.
Nope. So they used the Hermetic system, highlighting that the use of 7 planetary bodies have been influenced by the medieval Arabic texts. Plus, the Sevenfold is also reflected in the group's initiatory system, which has 7 grades through which each member can gradually progress. Number 1, Neophyte. Number 2, Initiate. 3, External Adept. 4, Internal Adept. 5, you're a Master or Mistress. 6, you're a Grand Master or a Musa.
A Musa?
And 7, you're Immortal.
Holy shit. This is a lot to take in.
Yeah. So
there's different levels of being an order of the Nine Angels.
Yes. So newcomers...
A Musa.
A Musa. So newcomers are expected to take on
Could be a Mufasa.
Newcomers are expected to take on a magical partner of the opposite sex. But...
So they're not down with the gays, is what you're saying.
And you know what? Like, I don't know. They might be. They probably are.
They're probably not cool with the gays.
2023.
Sadly, yeah.
But there was something else that I saw, like, earlier. Okay, so the ONA believes that humans live within the casual realm. Like how we were talking about, like, with fairies. Yeah. There's our realm, and then there's, like, the second dimension, right? Third dimension, fourth dimension. Which obeys the mortal... our realm obeys the moral laws.
Okay.
They believe in they call it the acusal realm, in which the laws of physics do not apply. So further promoting the idea that numinous energies from the realm can be drawn into the casual. So, yeah, very Wicca, right? Drawing from energies outside of our plane to create more energy for ourselves, but you're not using it for good, right? You're using it for bad.
More Skinwalker vibes.
Yes, they're also a very sexual nature.
Because of course they are. All cults
have a weird
It always comes down to weird sex shit.
Ding, ding, ding. This is a cult. There's weird sex shit.
Yep. We called it in our first video. We have the figurehead, the weird religious text, and the sex shit. Communal living.
Also do human sacrifice.
Because why not at this point?
They condone and encourage human sacrifice, referring to killing.
Not only are they like, we kill people, they're like, bro, Friday night,
we're condoning it.
We're fucking killing
but
some people. But
they don't call it sacrifices. They refer to their victims as offers.
Offerings?
No, offers.
Offers to what?
Offers.
Some Xenu shit?
It's like a gift for the prince.
The prince of what?
Offers.
The Milky Way? What are they offering to? The Three Musketeers? What is this?
Okay, so apparently the ONA believe that there are historical pre-descendants to their practice of human sacrifice, expressing belief in a prehistoric tradition in which humans were sacrificed to a goddess named Baphomet. Baphomet.
So they're sacrificing them to Baphomet.
Baphomet, yeah.
And is that not the
at the spring equinox?
The evil goddess that like. Yeah.
That's like the one that everyone thinks celebrities are like praising. You
Baphomet.
never know.
Also, is Baphomet not the goat demon in Satan?
Yeah.
Or is it just share the same name?
Actually, I believe it is like the goat.
The goat demon?
One with the goat head or something like that, yeah. So they only do sacrifices.
Which is why I don't like goat man.
They do sacrifices at the spring equinox and to the star.
Because they have to have tradition.
Yes.
You know? They're like, we're not just sacrificing any time. We're doing it on the equinox.
To a certain star in the autumn, in the fall time. However, the ONA's advocacy of human sacrifice has drawn strong criticism from the other satanic...
I wonder why.
Yeah, but from the other satanic groups.
Oh, so they're like, bro, we're cool with Satanism, but you can't fucking kill people.
They like...
People don't like that.
The Satanist group called Temple of Set deem it to be detrimental to their own attempts to make Satanism more socially acceptable.
They're like, guys, we're trying to make Satanism fetch. Stop making it not fetch.
Not fetch.
Stop making human sacrifice happen. It's not gonna happen.
So it's also like kind of like people see it as a secret organization. Yeah, a secret organization. And this is the ONA in 2010. This is what they quote. The ONA is a diverse and worldwide collective of diverse groups, tribes, individuals who share and who pursue similar, sinister, subversive interests, aims, and lifestyles, and who cooperate when necessary for their mutual benefit and pursuit of their shared aim and objectives. The criteria for belonging to the ONA is the pursuit of similar, sinister, subversive interests, aims, and lifestyles, together with the desire to cooperate when it is beneficial to them and the pursuit of our shared aims. There is thus no formal ONA members and no old aeon mundane hierarchy or even any rules.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So this is some, like, people get together in robes and...
Yeah.
Excuse me, fucking kill people shit.
Yeah. So, back in, like, 2013, apparently there has been no official membership, and it is difficult, if not impossible, to estimate how many members are actually part of the ONA.
Because they'll never disclose.
But they believe there's less than a few thousand. But according to a survey in 2015, the ONA has more female supporters than either the Church of Satan or Temple of Set.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's more women and children supporters.
Like women and children?
Yeah.
There's kids in this cult?
I think, from what this, like, says, there is. Which is a little bit
That's a little nuts.
It looks like there's
not
so
that
many...
everything we said before isn't, but, you know.
But it looks like there's so many things with them. Like, there's things of sexual abuse.
Because, of course.
What is this?
What's Rappawaffen? What's this?
Ooh. Rape. There's rape.
Oh.
There's also the lead. I'm
not surprised.
There's different, what? Apparently, in 2021, the leader and founder of the Temple of Blood, which is believed to be an offshoot of the ONA, was revealed through court documents to be a longtime FBI informant. Fun facts. There's also lots in, like, music and in literature, so obviously they thought black metal because of Satanic Panic, right? But low-key, let's be honest. Heavy metal was not Satanic Panic. It was the other shit that you were focusing on.
Was the real Satanic Panic. It's the actual cults and shit that were going on in the background that didn't want.
Yeah, like, it was the other stuff that you were not focusing on while you were focused on the, like, all the heavy metal stuff. So, the one thing is that the Order of the Nine Angels has been accused that is what the Queen was a part of.
Yes, Queen Lizzie.
Which, that's a fun fact. They believe that there was a lot of,
Do you think the royal family's involved?
The royal family. Yeah, they believe that the royal family was involved. They say that, I don't want to accept your cookies. Sure. I accepted their cookies.
We're doing it for the pod.
I'm doing it for you guys, okay? So where is it? Right here. It's not there. It's not on that website.
Of course it's not.
So they do believe that, the Queen or, like, the royal family has something to do with it.
Okay.
Because the churches in Britain were also a part of it. And the royal family was very involved in, like, the Catholic Church and all that.
Well, and I was going to say, I do find it very interesting that of all the countries...
it's British.
The British royal family is one of the few countries left to abolish their royal family.
Yeah.
And it's like, why won't they give that up?
And a fun fact that I have. So back when I was in England, there was one of my mom's really, really good friends. She lived there, and I stayed with her for a couple of months. And she was telling me, so it was never, like, really in the newspaper. Like, it was in the newspaper there, but it didn't come over here. But there was there was talks of, like, sacrifices from, like, the royal family. Like, people think the royal family in England is, like, super weird.
Well, I've heard stories of, like, the king and queen carrying off like a line of kids, and then they're just never seen again.
Yes, and like things like they were also connected to, like, Jeffrey Epstein. Let's get into it. They were also there was things of talks of fun. Ready for this? Okay. There was a little boy naked climbing out of the out of the castle, like out of Buckingham Palace, out of a window. And people, like, it was a huge story there.
So he, like, escaped?
People were, like, talking, saying that it was either, like, some type of, like abuse of some kind.
Okay.
Either it was, like, a kidnapping, like, a sacrifice.
Yeah, the kid escaped.
They all, like, kind of, like, the news articles dispute it. You don't really hear it much over there, but over there... Well, yeah,
because they're not going to be like, the naked kid climbed out of a window... And you guys might notice a change because my phone died. So we're in a new location.
And it got, like, really dark.
And I was like, you know what? Because we're watching the footage back and we're like, it gets really cold.
Yeah.
So we decided to move in anyway. So it kind of worked out.
So this is going to be, like, our new setup.
Yeah, it's going to give you guys... Podcasts. Actually, in a cool way, it gives you guys a sneak peek into our, like, winter setup.
Yeah.
Because it's currently, like, beginning of October, but it's going to get really cold out.
Yeah, and I get cold really easily. So it's already going to be... I'm frozen right now.
So we may do some more episodes still out on the balcony that are coming up that have already been done and edited. So that is done. But you'll know for sure we've started shooting inside once you
shooting inside now.
This couch again.
Yeah, you won't see us outside until now after the snow melts.
Yes. Yeah, so, return to the balcony or another different location.
Yes. So as I was saying,
yes, the story about the kid in the town in the
there was like a
palace.
Kid hanging out of the window of the palace. And
to clarify, this happened while you were there?
No, it happened, like, years ago.
Okay.
Like, years and years ago. And no one talked about it, but people thought it was weird because they were thinking that something had to do with, like, child sacrifice.
Well,
or
why the fuck is there a naked kid coming out of a window?
What's going on? No one ever talked about it. No one ever said anything. They like to say that it is rumors. So I asked her, and I said, like, is this something that is actually, like, a rumor? Like, or is it actually true? And she said, well, if you live here, it's true. If you don't live here, it's a rumor.
So what happened to that kid?
No one ever knows. No one knows who it was.
So he didn't get out?
They think that he, like, did, but no one knows, like, even who the kid is. Yeah.
Yikes.
It's never been said. So that's what kind of, like, makes me think that there is something to do with, I don't know, the royal family is weird in that sense, you know?
There's just a lot of covering up of stuff and...
Like, and with so much covering up stuff, like, now that you hear that Prince Andrew was involved with Jeffrey Epstein and all that cover up, like, they covered that up for a long, long time. What else are they covering up? Being a part of a Satanist occult that sacrifices children? Never know. You never know. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, no, that's fucked. That's fucked. Same with the Order of Nine Angels. Sounds like it's right up their alley.
Honestly, that, like, when I first heard about it is when I got into the Reptilian Elite. And
right, which is coming. That is a future episode.
And when I, like, found this cult, I lost it. Like, I thought it was not real. I had to look it up. I went on a deep dive. I remember, I don't know why, I'm always in the back of my mom's car.
So what did they have to do with the you and your mom's car with Hillary Duff?
My mom was driving somewhere and I was in the back seat.
Oh, we have a friend touching our camera right now. Off screen is your cat, her cat Frankie. I love that she knew. She's like, oh, I'm not supposed to be okay.
My cat.
We're just trying to record episodes, and just things happen.
Just being wild.
Phone dies. Cats are like, I'm the cameraman now.
Like, God. What did you ask me?
Okay, what did the Order of the Nine Angels have to do with the reptilians?
Well, okay, so I was looking up the Reptilian Elite, and then they were talking about the, like, spiritual kind of weirdy aspect about the Reptilian Elite and the galaxies and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, because they believe they want to take over the Milky Way or some shit.
Yeah, and then it landed on the Milky Way, and this Order of the Nine Angels was talking about the Milky Way. Plus, I also heard about it because I was looking up the Reptilian Elite, and they were talking about, like, the royal family. And then they
being reptiles?
Being reptiles, and then they were also saying how the royal family also is connected to the Nine Angels.
Okay, my theory then is, what if this is a secret alien cult?
That's really
because they want to take. Why would they want to take over the Milky Way unless you're alien? What if What if this is a secret reptile cult?
Right? You never know. You never know.
I know this sounds ridiculous and nonsense,
but it's like possible.
Because that's. Yeah, like, to me, because if the family's involved and if they're aliens, if this is all true, to me, I could connect that in the way of, like, aliens trying to take over a galaxy. Because I've never heard any other cult talk about wanting to take over the cosmos.
Imagine being like imagine an alien cult who worshipped Baphomet, who
maybe some sort of celestial being
did, like, magic.
Just saying.
That would be...
That's kind of what this is, though. Like, this is nuts. This is wild. It's also, like, 9 at night.
Oh my god.
But, like... That's a wild... Okay, yeah, wow. We're really getting out there, hey? This is some Men in Black shit.
Oh my god, Men in Black.
That's a whole other episode. That's, like, a whole other episode.
And, like, the thing is that I wanted one of those little light switches, so I could be like those light things.
The neuralizer.
Yeah, like, imagine like you tell someone something and they're like, "That's the dumbest thing you've ever said," and I'd be like, "Oh, fuck you, pew, forget." Neuralize this bitch.
That makes me wonder if Men in Black is, like, real.
I've heard theories that it is. Within the FBI.
Not like the movie Men in Black with Will Smith. But there's theories that
yes, but there are theories about, like, those men in black. And they have, like, long-ass fingers, no fingertips, long faces.
And they always wear the black shades.
Yeah.
Hide their identity.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
There's theories. Yeah, we're going to get into the Men in Black episode.
That's a really good theory. All really we know is...
Right? Because when you think about it, no other cult has talked about taking over the cosmos.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, that's never been like, oh, we're going to repopulate the heavens.
Yeah.
What?
Like, what?
Why would you do that unless you were some alien reptile?
Unless they're like...
I can't believe I'm even saying this right now.
Unless they're into that. Like, unless they really just want to take over the entire world.
Yeah.
All I know is that tonight at like 2 a.m., David's going to be getting all these weird videos from me.
You. Yeah.
As I lay next to my husband.
And he's like, Brielle, go to bed. We have Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Sometimes I actually wonder if he, like, wakes up and he knows that I'm still awake and he's just
100% he does. 100%
he's like, again, this person has to do this.
You just don't see his eyes roll back and then he becomes a reptile. And no kidding.
Okay, funny side note off screen. My cat is sitting on the other couch behind the camera. And she's watching
us.
She's on the camera. On the camera.
That's so cute.
Oh my God.
Hi, Frankie. Hi.
I guess this is time to say goodbye.
This is time to say goodbye. We're getting loopy, as you could tell from this, like, whatever we just said for the past 5 minutes. But thank you so much for listening to In Search of Nonsense. My name is David.
And I am Brielle.
And we are
In Search of Nonsense. Don't forget to like and subscribe our YouTube.
And Spotify.
Rate our Spotify. Notify yourself on Spotify. And give us a rating of 5.
Yes. I didn't know you could actually follow. So if you follow us on Spotify, you'll be notified every time we drop new episodes.
Yep.
We're also on Instagram as well. Follow us on there as well.
Yes, and subscribe. And
we'll see you in the next one. We're also dropping videos every Thursday.
Every Thursday, don't know what time he drops them. I
expect on Thursday for us to show up at some point.
On Thursday, you'll get a notification saying that we have dropped a new podcast. Watch it or download it to watch it later, but just watch it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to see our face,
you can just listen. On Spotify or just listen to us on YouTube and don't look. You know?
I've done that.
I did. That's our own podcast the other day.
Same. I did.
Because I just wanted the view time. You know, you want the view count up.
Yes, exactly. You know,
I'm not afraid to say it.
We all do it.
We all do it. We all do it. It's like when we check our Instagram story every 5 minutes, be like, oh, who watched it now? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you pull it back up and you go, oh, okay.
Exactly. Like, we get it. Like, you know, but just think. It drops on a Thursday. You know that it comes. So then you download it. So then on Friday morning, when you are driving to work, you get to hear our beautiful voices talking to you about something nonsensical.
Yeah. That you didn't know about before.
You didn't know about before.
Maybe you did, but we're telling you again.
And then by the time you get to work, you learn something new. You could tell a coworker.
Yeah.
And
you
that
could be like,
coworker
listen to these two nut jobs on the internet.
Yeah. We're in search of nonsense.
We're in search of nonsense, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.